Hey, you'll get all your questions answered Wednesday, 7 p.m. live on Rebel Wrap.
7 o'clock live every Wednesday night, Rebel Wrap Up with Coach Pavo, players, and other coaches, and your questions on Twitter. Don't miss it.
Charmony. She is a superstar and record-breakingly adorable. She instantly sold out her last show. The venue? Canada.
Take off, eh?
She knows what she wants.
That's not what I want.
But do you know where it all began?
So I can get this without credit.
Yeah, we make it simple.
That's great.
Aaron's makes owning easy through lease ownership, so you can own the life you want.
America's Best Choice Windows and More is the name to trust for upfront pricing, professional installation, and lifetime warranty.
Hello, I'm Keith Burton. Is it time to update your home? Let America's Best Choice Windows and More help. We offer windows that are high quality, low cost, and come with a lifetime warranty. We offer siding in many different styles and colors. Our metal roofing comes with a 40-year fade warranty. You can call or look us up on our website to schedule your free estimate today.
706-276-7040.
Live from Town and Country Furniture in Blue Ridge, it's time for a Rebel Wrap-Up with head coach Jim Pavo. I know you don't see the guy on the couch, but he's over here eating pizza. We got Coach Gary McPeak, offensive coordinator, with us also if we got to yell a question to him. We want to thank Pizza Hut for providing our pizza party. We've got a special show for you tonight. It's senior night. We've got most of the Fan and Rebel seniors here with us, so we're going to talk to these guys. You're going to meet each and every one of them. Before we get into this, we have to talk about the loss this past week. Fannin lost to East Hall 38-20, but they're going to be traveling over to Franklin and taking on Franklin. That's a long way over there. They need your support. You need to head over there Friday afternoon and support these guys at Franklin. Franklin's coming off a win to Johnson 14-13. This game here is very important. We're going to be talking playoffs tonight.
Playoffs?
Look at these guys. We're going to be talking playoffs tonight.
Playoffs? Oh,
hey, it's over.
Only one time? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going to be talking playoffs because there's a scenario here, say that 3 times fast, on how Fannin is into playoffs. So we want to talk about that. My name is Brian Pritchard, FetcherNews.com. I'm here with my co-host, LT Milton. He's going to introduce you to all these guys, but we want to start out by letting you know where everything stands in the region. Region 7, AAA right now, stacks up like this. West Hall's 5-0, Lumpkin's 4-1, East Hall is 3-2, Fannin is 2-3, Banks is 2-3, Franklin is 1-4, and Dawson is 1-5. LT, introduce the seniors we have here. We got Coach Pavo. Introduce these guys. Lefty, you called him earlier.
That's Hunter Rice, and this is Hunter O'Neill. And these are our 2 of our seniors. We wanted to have Hunter because obviously he broke his collarbone and will not be playing Friday. He will not be able to rub some dirt on it, as you tried to tell him. And obviously we wanted to
what?
You tried to tell him rub some dirt on it, kid.
Walk it off, baby. Walk it off.
And we have Hunter O'Neill, one of the leading receivers for the Rebels.
How did that happen Friday night? Tell us a little bit about that injury and how you feeling. You feeling okay?
Yeah, I'm feeling all right now. You know, it was a little kickoff after I recovered that mush punt down there on the goal line. We scored. That next kickoff, just ran down there and hit a boy and heard it pop. And then I knew something was wrong, so kind of just. I actually lined up to play another play on defense, and then
I was just checking. You're all right now. You're all right now.
But then, you know, kind of figured something was wrong, so I made my way to the sideline, and then found out I broke my collarbone. So.
Well, sorry to hear that. You've had a real good season. Go ahead, LT.
Now, Coach, just to piggyback on that, talk a little bit about the game and talk a little bit about the role that you're going to have to find somebody to replace for Hunter.
Yeah, well, it's not going to be easy. He's had a good year, and but we will bring Daniel Lang, who's going to play, who's an offensive starter, who's going to play some defense, and we've got a couple other guys that going to rotate in there some. So we're just working on that, kind of corner by committee.
Right. Well, now talk a little bit about the game with East Hall. Obviously, it was a snowy game. It was you guys' senior night. It was a little back and forth, and you talked about that quarterback and how dynamic he was, and he gave you guys problems. Just talk a little bit about the game.
Yeah, I mean, we were like I say, back and forth, and we played well at times, and we had a couple opportunities, and we didn't cash in on them. So it was one of those up and back and forth, but it was right down to the wire where in there. I mean, the score ends up 38-20, but we go for it on fourth down and 10 on our own 9, and we don't make it, and then they score it, kind of pull away. But it was one of those games where you look back and say, it's a 18-point score, 19-point score, whatever it was, but you look at it, and there's about 3 plays in there,
right?
That if we make as compared to they make. And it's the other way around. We're ahead by 8 or 10 points.
Well, you were always in the game. I mean, you were always in the game. Talk a little bit about the elements. Did you look up and say, "Okay, it's snowing"?
No,
for real.
I mean, I knew it was snowing, but
for real.
It was. And I thought, our guys handled it very well, and I think you're going to handle it as well as you, however you handle as a coach. Your players will handle it. If you're just let's play, don't worry about it. We won't play. If it was, the thing about it is you couldn't see is, of course, it was really windy also, and so we, the biggest thing we needed to do as a team was just keep playing and not worry about the elements because they're playing in the same elements. So, and that's what we try to get to our guys, and our guys played hard, and I don't think we used the elements as an excuse. There was a couple plays we didn't make on offense and a couple plays we didn't make on defense, and if we do, we're in the driver's seat instead of staying there looking at a loss.
Now, Hunter, just to stay with the elements, Coach obviously explained that you guys didn't use it as an excuse, but I noticed you only passed the ball 16 times. Davis had 161 yards passing. You guys ran the ball a little bit more. Tyler had almost 200 yards on the ground. Talk a little bit about the game itself and you guys' offense adjusting to what East Hall was doing and having to play in the snow.
I mean, it was just we didn't expect for us to go out there and it start doing what it did. And at first of the game, it was just wet and cold, and we were trying to get some things going in the passing game, and just couldn't really get in a rhythm.
Right.
And so we just started running the ball, and Beef picked it up well. He did a good job. Our line was getting a good push. I was really proud of that. We just gotta try to go out and do better next time. Don't worry about the elements.
Now, Coach, talk a little bit about Watson and what he was able to do against you guys, and just some of the problems you had defensively, just trying to defend a guy who's that fast.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those where you play him well, you play him well, you play him well. And all of a sudden, if you got a little bit over pursuit, he could cut it back or he could outrun you. And that's the thing, you almost got a kid like him, you almost got to play him perfect.
Right.
And if you make a mistake, he can take it 60.
Right.
And the good thing is our kids, a couple times, one player in particular, he breaks down the sideline, cuts it back, but we ended up running them down on the 10. And then about 6 plays later, stopping it, and 4, getting a goal line stand. And so it was one of those where our guys just kept playing hard. Another thing we did is we kind of changed up the way we played the option a little bit to take the ball out of his hands.
Right.
And he did a good job of pitching it, which we hadn't really seen him pitch it well to his left.
Right.
And so we went and attacked him. First time we flip him over, he lands on his head, but he was able to pitch it left-handed to his guy, and he was able to outrun us to the sideline. The running back number 8. But you've got to know what he's doing, and you've got to do things to take things away. And at times we did, and he was able to make a play to pitch it to somebody else, or to bounce it outside. And he's a good football player. And our kids played hard, and I felt at times we did a pretty good job of corralling him. He just has the ability to, all of a sudden he has 2 big plays, and
right,
that's either 2 touchdowns or setting up and scoring a touchdown and setting up another one.
Speaking of big plays, you guys had a big play in the kicking game. Jack Roper took the pooch kick back to the house. And is that something that maybe you guys had seen on film and were ready for, or did he just react and just
we worked on all week that we knew their kicker. Our coach McPeak and the offensive coach knew that their kicker wasn't going to kick it deep, so we kind of adjusted our alignments and moved some guys up and adjusted the blocking a little bit. And Jack did a great job. Jack did a great job of finding holes, and the guys on the return team did a great job of picking guys up and giving them some running room, and then him just outrunning a couple guys in the end zone. So it was kind of something we had seen.
Now, Hunters, I want to ask you guys. It was your senior night. This is the first year in a while that you guys have been in a playoff hunt. Talk a little bit about the emotions of senior night and the growth from when you guys were freshmen to now. This is your last season.
Well, you know, I mean, it was definitely emotional for all of us. You know, our last home game. You know, obviously, but, you know, we talked about in the field house, you know, we talked about wanting to make it last, wanted to keep it going, not wanting it to just, you know, end after next week, you know, just wanting us to be able to continue the season as long as we could. So I think that was the major thing that we talked about before the game.
What he said, you know, we're really proud of the fact that we've come so far from the past 2 years of just losing, and we really want to leave the mark that we made the playoffs this year, and so that's what we're really focused on. And we tried to get it done last Friday, and you know, it didn't work out, but we're going to definitely try to do it even harder this year, or this Friday.
Speaking of playoffs, Coach, what are the playoff scenarios for you guys?
Well, if we win, you know, that'll put us, you know, 3-3. It'll put us in at least fourth.
Right.
And then it goes with Banks. You know, if they beat East Hall, then it comes down to some other mathematic things. And so I'm not really, you know, our big thing is we're going to focus on we got to win because if we don't, it don't make difference what the other teams do. So
right.
That's the main thing is we want to stay focused on us winning, and then if East Hall loses to Banks, and then whatever the next tiebreaker is, then we'll live for whatever it is. But we know we won, and we put ourselves in a position to have an opportunity to play in the playoffs.
Hey, we're gonna have to go to break on that. Okay. Brian Pritchard, FetcherNews.com. I'm here with my co-host LT Milton, and you're watching Rebel Wrap Up live at Town and Country Furniture here in Blue Ridge with head coach Jim Pavo. We want to thank Pizza Hut for providing our pizza party tonight for our Fan and Rebel seniors. When we come back, we'll get Coach McPete in here. Coach said the playoff had a lot of numbers and stuff like that. We know Coach McPete, he'll dazzle you with these stats. I've seen him do it in numbers, so we'll get him in here. We're going to get everybody in this next segment, all of our seniors we have with us, so be prepared when we come back to meet all these guys and look forward to it. We'll be back in 2.
Trust your next oil change to Sean and Lisa from Brotherhood Oil in Blue Ridge, where service is our top priority. Brotherhood Oil offers oil changes, tire services, transmission flushes, and auto detailing. Monday, Veterans Day. Tuesday, Ladies' Day. Wednesday, senior discount. Brotherhood Oil offers a clean, comfortable waiting area and will have you in and out and on your way. Brotherhood Oil in Blue Ridge, located behind CVS Pharmacy. Ella J. Tire Company since 1955. With a huge range of tires at the lowest price and fast, hassle-free service, Ella J. Tire is all you need every time. Ella J. Tire carries only the top brands in the industry: Cooper, Michelin, Mickey Thompson, Pirelli, and Yokohama. Stop in and let AES certified mechanics change your oil today. Life doesn't slow down for car maintenance, and Ella J. Tire won't either. If your car is tired of its tires, go to Ella J. Tire. El Rey and Ella J.
El Rey Mexican Restaurant.
Family owned and operated, and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings.
Great prices,
friendly service, and delicious Mexican cuisine.
Patio dining available.
Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1.
Eat in or take away.
Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine.
El Rey.
El Rey and Ella J.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Hey, Brian Pritchard, FetcherNews.com, and we're back at Town and Country Furniture live in Blue Ridge with Rebel Wrap Up with Head coach Jim Pavo, we found offensive coordinator Gary McPeak. All the pizza boxes are empty, so we were able to find him. I'm here with my co-host LT Milton. I see no haircut and shave this week. Is that the look we're going for?
No shave November.
It's time. No shave November for Coach. Okay, what you see behind us, we got as many of the seniors tonight. Fan and Rebel proud here. Seniors, Fan and Rebel. LT is going to introduce all of them. They're going to introduce themselves. And then we're going to talk about playoffs.
Playoffs.
All right, there you go. For those of you who don't understand. LT, introduce all these guys here.
All right, we're going to start with Daniel Lange, and he's a wide receiver.
Now let him do it himself.
And I was about to say, and then we're going to go left to right and have them introduce themselves.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Well, Daniel, you're Daniel Lang, right?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry, Lang. I'm sorry.
It's okay. You're fine.
My bad.
All right. What's your name?
Tyler Beaver. Play running back.
Will Davis, play center.
Hunter Rice, cornerback.
Trent Galloway, outside linebacker.
Coder Queen, linebacker.
Coder McPeak, right tackle. Hunter O'Neill, wide receiver.
Okay. Hey, we're glad to have all these guys here. Let's talk about going over to Franklin and what you're seeing on film, Coach. First of all, Friday night, I didn't get a chance to ask you, 161 yards passing, 10 for 16. Is it the elements? What? This is the lowest passing yards of the season. I looked at all the yards every game. Tell me a little bit about the passing game last Friday night.
That's a big, not necessarily the snow or the rain, but the wind. The wind caused you a little bit, and so when we were going toward the scoreboard, we cut back on the passing a little bit, just basically try to control the ball and keep them turning it over. So elements were not very fun. And the thing about it is, it kind of started raining and it snowed and back and forth. But I thought the kids handled it. They handled it very well. We're just limited to some of the things we can do, and I always want to put our quarterback in a good situation.
Speaking of the passing game, I'm glad you brought that up. You got several guys. Daniel, one of them, who averaged over 50 yards a game. He's got a 5.03 on the season. Talk a little bit about the diversity of your receiving core. You got Cooper Earls. He's got about 58 yards a game. Several guys that catch. Tyler actually averages about 45 yards a game. You spread the ball out.
Get to the point, my man.
Is that a product of the system or just what the defenses are giving you guys?
It's a system, and then it goes back to the quarterback. We try to give a pre-snap read, and then once the ball snap, we're reading one guy, and he's done a good job as a sophomore. And we knew there's going to be ups and downs, just like in everything, especially putting a new system in. But I think he's done a good job of distributing the ball and hadn't just looked for one guy each week. 1 week it's Hunter, 1 week it's Daniel, 1 week it's Cooper, 1 week it's the freshman Cody. So, and then he catches the back out of the backfield. So we've done a good job distributing. We don't really necessarily try to be balanced. It's just kind of the system, how it works out.
Now, Coach Pavo, talk a little bit about the offense that Franklin is going to bring to the table. They only score about 14 points a game in the region. They give up 20. Obviously, they're 1-4. Their record says that they're not that good of a team, but obviously, anybody can be beat. So just talk a little bit about what you're going to see from their offense.
They're a big physical offensive line. They've got a pretty good athlete at quarterback. They're multiple, really. They're going to give you some I formation, run a little bit off tackle, run a little bit of trap, some bootleg out of that. They'll get in some wing T formation stuff and run a little buck sweep and bootleg and trap. I mean, they're real multiple. So we've got to be able to adjust to the different formations they're going to give us. They're getting a little bit of spread and run some spread option out of that. So they're, I think, because their quarterback got hurt early in the year, now he's back. They kind of was searching for some things, and now they've just continued to do those things.
Right.
And so they're real multiple in that sense as far as formations and things you're going to get there. They'll throw the ball some, but we've got to be able to stop the run. That's number one against this bunch. They've got probably going to be an all-state, at least an all-region, possibly all-state offensive lineman who'll also play some defense. So he's a good. We got to when they're going to run the ball over him, behind him, we've got to be able to gang up on it and and stop things over there on his side. And they'll move him around. They'll play him at right tackle. They'll flop him over and play him at a left, like a tight end position at time, and like a tackle over.
Right.
And so it's just one of those things. We got to stop the run and then put them in situations where they've got to pass.
We only want to look at a win, so When you're in, is that's when you're in? That's done deal. If you win Friday night, you're in the playoffs.
That's our part of the bargain.
Okay, you guys been in the playoffs since you started freshman year? Okay, go ahead, LT.
Now, if you win and you're in, do you have an idea of who you would be playing?
Probably play Jefferson. We'd probably travel down the road to go over to play Jefferson. They're right now ranked top 5, I think 4th. They're good. They're obviously not a good football team. They're an excellent football team.
You got a really good wrestling program too, but I know you don't care.
Said Jefferson, I thought you were going to Kentucky.
Yeah. Now,
right,
Daniel, I want to ask you. Now, Coach mentioned that you'll be playing some corner, that obviously to help replace Hunter. Have you guys been talking? Have you consulted with him about some of the things that he does, and Hunter? Have you tried to help these guys that are going to be your replacement?
Probably not as much as I should have. I mean, I need to get with them and let them know what I do and things that help me in the game a lot. I know they're going to do good. I know they'll replace me good. So yeah, I need to get with Daniel to go over some things, but it'll be fine.
Let me ask you a question. When we first started the show this year, and the first time I met Coach Pavo, when we first started, a lot of discussion is you guys buying into the program, buying into it. And are you guys enjoying the season? I mean, are you? Yes. You enjoying playing football on Friday night? I mean, just explain a little bit like what this season's been like. You guys, go for it. Whoever wants to talk. Okay.
Not everybody all at once.
Ups and downs. Come out, win some games, lose some games. But we've stayed in the fight. We definitely haven't given up. The dream's still alive, and we're gonna try to do our best and win this game so we can get in the playoffs.
I think it's more about building a legacy around here. I mean, it's not just about us seniors, but I mean, it's us helping us move on for the future. I mean, we want to come back and see us be successful on down the road, and I think we put in time to help our younger guys become that. So,
you guys are great leaders. You're really great leaders for several of the other guys that are underclassmen. So my hat's off to you. Go ahead, LT.
Coach, talk a little bit about what Franklin's going to give you guys defensively and what you plan on seeing out there this Friday.
It'll be the first time we've seen an even front since Murray. So it's been a while since we've seen an even front. But Coach mentioned the Bryan kid that's already committed to Georgia Tech. He's a great offensive player, and he's also a great defensive player. Rushes a passer real well, just runs to the football, so he creates some problems for you. But they're a big physical team that we're going to have to spread them out and do some things, do what we do, and we're going to attack them and go at it. And I'm excited about. We've had the back-to-back, the best 2 practices since I've been here. Got here in April, and it's the best 2 practices we've had. So kids are focused, plugged in. I think they understand. I didn't know if we did Monday, but I think they understand the moment, and then you got to go perform at that time to get in the playoffs, and be a huge step, for these guys. And I tell them all the time, your jersey, is your story. So whatever you're writing your story every single Friday. So hopefully, we'll write another part of this story. And these guys have been a big part. And somebody's going to be the one that gets this thing turned around. And I said, why not them? So, and I think this group will be remembered for a long time of getting this thing on the right track.
Now, speaking of that, Coach, you headed down to Franklin. It's a long road game. Again, it's a team that's 1-4 in the region. How have you guys been able to keep them on that focus and not take this team lightly?
No, because the thing about it is they've won some. They beat Banks. Okay, they've played pretty much everybody close. And so it's one of those things where you just put on the film. And yeah, they're 1-4 in the region, but they could easily be 4-1, and their overall record, they've, so I mean, it's one of those situations where we're in a situation where, if we win, we're moving on,
right?
And you can't worry about who you're playing. That's the biggest thing I try to talk to our guys. It doesn't make a difference who you're playing. It's show up for that game, put your best effort out there, and if you're better than them, you'll beat them. Now if you're don't put your best effort out there, now you're leaving it to chance. And so we talked about that a lot. But they don't know this team. They've never played these guys before. Well, if you get into playoffs, normally you're not playing teams you've ever played before, and so you're not worried about who you're playing. It's about that opportunity. It's about that game. It's about playing that game, winning that game, putting your best foot forward. Because when you're getting at this time of the year and you want to get into playoffs, you better be playing your best football. That's the whole point. You don't want to back into things. You want to go, you want to be moving into it. We played fairly well last week, not well enough. We were a couple plays short. So if we can play well this week and we play well this week, we'll beat this team. That's the message we've sent to our guys. But we control that variable. How well do we play? And it really doesn't make it who you're playing. It's the opportunity. And we're not going to mentality was we're not going to drive over there 2.5 hours to play around. We've got to take our A game over there. And I'll be honest with you, I'm glad we're going on the road 2.5 hours, because if you're not focused, don't get on the bus. Because you got a long ride there and a long way back.
Get off the bus wanting it. The minute your feet hit the ground, you want it.
So it's kind of one of those things. You're putting a lot into it. You're going to expect a lot out of it.
Yes. All year I've been looking at your stats, Coach McPeak, and we have a lot of fun. But seriously, I've been looking at your stats all year, and defense is doing a great job. But I really like the balance that has been brought to this offense. I look at the yards rushing and the yards passing. I understand you went into the elements this past week, but still, one of the guys said earlier, coming off the ball, you still rushed the other night for 213 yards. Beaver, 20 carries for 183 yards. So
he's got 1,200 on the season.
1,200 on the season.
Davis has got 2,200 passing yards on the season.
I'm looking at that. We talked a couple times, throwing it up 40 times, and we've seen a couple of those games. Hey, you got to do something to try to get back in it. But the balance of the offense has been real impressive.
But the balance is good. The biggest thing we did last week, we gave up 2 possessions. The one we had it down inside the 15, had second down and 10, and we throw an interception there, and then we fumbled one. So I mean those kind of things. We're getting ready to tie the game up, and instead of tying it up, we turn it over. So and that's the first time we turn it over in 15 quarters. So we've been taking care of the ball pretty well. So it's been a while since we've turned one over. So that was disappointing. We fumbled a snap. So, but the balance has been good. I feel like you talk about buying and those kind of things. They've all bought in. They've all know their job. They understand their roles even more now. Of where I got to run a route and what I got to do and all that. And everybody's on the same page. So, we've thrown for almost 2,300 yards and rushed for 1,800 yards. So, it's there. The biggest thing we want, the biggest stat we want is the W. We want to try to get to 5 wins. Getting the playoffs is be a huge step. And we want to practice another week. And that's another half of spring practice. If we get another week, not only are our older kids getting better, so is our younger ones.
Go ahead. I got more if you want.
No, go ahead.
It doesn't matter all the way up to the NFL. These guys are going and looking at film, and one of the things is missed assignments. I mean, if you can work on missed assignments throughout the week, and that's something I've been also tracking on your stats is the missed assignments. How do you work on that throughout a week and try to get guys to understand how they missed an assignment and how to focus on it? You guys, it happens to everybody. You're playing and running and gunning out there. You're going to miss an assignment. How do you focus and work on that throughout the week?
It starts on Sunday. We bring the kids in. The honest guy never lies. You come in, you look at the film.
Right.
They see, you can tell them 100 times, but a picture's worth 1,000 words. Once they see themselves making that mistake, and you correct them, and you never stop coaching. You're coaching on Sunday. You're coaching between series. You're coaching. Like
do you make every player look at their missed assignments on film?
Absolutely. We watch every snap of the film on Sunday when we bring them in. We talk about it. And in practice, if we run one and we have a missed assignment or a drop ball, guess what we do? We run it again. So they know that's coming. And I can't tell you how many times we go through our run game. Probably these guys could tell you. We run every running play we have and every screen we have every single practice. So it gets and you can't get tired of the process. That's what I tell them. Don't get tired because we're doing the same thing over and over. You got to keep on, and you got to do something 1,000 times before it becomes a habit. So that's kind of where we're at. We just try to keep on and keep it on, and don't stop coaching. You can coach getting off the bus. You can coach them in between series. Like Coach says, you shouldn't be up here watching the game. He's not going to watch much of the offense because he's going to coach his guys, and I'm going to coach my guys when the defense is out there.
Coach Pavo, I want to ask you, this being your first year, maybe not pressure, but have you kind of reflected that you have a chance to, as a rookie head coach, go into the playoffs in your first season, or is that something that you think about at the end of the season?
That's been the goal the whole time, and I think that's been the focus the whole time. My sales pitch to these guys right here was not, hey, we're rebuilding and reloading, and we're going to be really good down the road. And my thing was with these guys, hey, bust your hiney now and get a bunch of other guys to buy in, and we're going to get as good as fast as we can. And that's they've put in a lot of work, and they want to make the playoffs, just like the coaching staff. We all want to make the playoffs,
right?
And that's the thing is that, and we've been focusing on that, and because you play the regular season to make the playoffs,
right?
And
you play to win the game.
That's right. You play to play and get, because it's fun. You get in the playoffs and it's fun.
Right.
And been fortunate to be in it a lot of times. But the main thing here with these guys that I've been trying to sell to them is that them built, like a couple of them mentioned, I think Hunter mentioned it, that and Daniel also, is kind of setting your mark and being the group that gets things turned in the right direction. And they've done that. Okay, they've done that, but now that one more win, that one more game, now they can say, hey, we're the first team in 3, 4, 5 years to make the playoffs, and we're a playoff team, and that's you try to get the guys to where they're hungry for that, and you have to be, as a coach and a coaching staff, that has to be on your mind if you want to get it on their mind.
We got to leave there. We're a playoff team. I like to leave like that. I like that. We're a playoff team. We got to end tonight. Seniors, we're really glad you guys are here. When we named the show at the beginning of the year, the name of the show is Rebel Wrap Up. So listen, I don't want next week's show to be the season wrap up. Okay, deal? Right? Okay. All right. Good. Hey, listen, really proud of you guys, Fannin Rebel, all your fans out here in Fannin County and Blue Ridge, the area, they're proud of you. They're excited about what you've done this year here at FetcherNews.com. Myself, LT Milton, Matthew Curtis graduated from Fannin, and he's following you every night. He's on the sideline. Real proud of you. So go over to Franklin and make it happen. Get off the bus. That foot hits the ground, and you're on their ground. You won it, right? Okay. All right. Hey, Brian Pritchard, we've been here live at Town & Country Furniture, and you've been watching Rebel Wrap Up with Jim Pavo and offensive coordinator Gary McPete here at my co-host LT Milton. We've had a lot of these seniors here tonight. We was glad to have them. They're going to be traveling over to Franklin. It's a long drive. We know that, but we're telling you got to go over there. The band, cheerleaders, parents, everybody, you got to travel over there, support these guys. They're going to be going to the playoffs. They get the W Friday night, so you got to go over there and support them. Please do that. Again, we want to thank Pizza Hut for providing our pizza party. And again, we'll be back next week, and we're going to be talking about playoffs.
Playoffs?
Thank you.
Here's the thing, you need a job, but not just any job. You need a job that's exciting and pays better than flipping burgers. Discover the training you need for an awesome career in 2 years or less at Chattahoochee Technical College.
Chattahoochee Technical College offers programs in some of America's highest paying fields.
Want to learn about computers or healthcare?
Chattahoochee Tech has got that.
Stop dreaming and discover the career that's right for you.
Chattahoochee Technical College. Discover you. Call 770-528-4545 or visit chattahoocheetech.edu.
Do you remember when you were a kid?
Which grown-up do you remember most?
A special teacher? Your coach? A volunteer?
It just takes one day.
It just takes one caring adult.
It just takes one Boys and Girls Club.
Who changed your life?
Who's gonna change mine? Are you the one?